Lego trains have a special attraction. They combine the creativity of building with the excitement of motion. This experience can be taken to another level using the PFx Brick. The addition of special lighting effects, sophisticated motor control, and new for Lego trains, programmable sound effects enable an entirely new play experience. In this two-part video series, we shall transform a typical Lego train set by installing the PFx Brick. This first video will focus on the installation aspects. Part 2 will focus on the configuration and setup of the PFx Brick, exploring features specific to Lego trains. So let's get started. This diagram shows our installation plan. Our first task will be installing LEDs as front and rear directional headlights. We'll install not one, but 2 train motor bogies for extra power. We'll fit a rechargeable battery box, and finally, a speaker for our awesome sound effects. One of the first things we want to do is wire up the head and tail lights. This locomotive uses a one-piece cowling brick, which has 4 spaces easily accessed from behind to mount lighting. To mount an LED, we insert it into the cowling brick as far as it will go, and make sure that it is visible from the front. We need some way of retaining the LED so that it doesn't come loose and fall out. One method I've discovered is by using a bar element with claw end. This can be snugly inserted between each light compartment and retains the LED snugly from behind. Next, we need to gather and secure the LED wires. This will provide strain relief and help guide the wires to the cab area where they will eventually be attached. Bar and clip elements are very useful for containing wires. Simply align the wires over the bar and carefully snap the clip around the wires. We're going to have a lot of excess wire that we need to manage. One compact way of securing excess wire is by wrapping it around one or more 1x2 plates with a handle. This keeps the wires neatly bundled in a compact space. Now that the LEDs are installed into the cowling, we can mount it to the locomotive chassis. The clip we used earlier also serves as an attachment point. We'll continue by installing the headlights at the opposite end of the locomotive. We'll use a 1x2 clip as an open-ended wire guide, and then secure the wires using a couple of 1x4 arch bricks. The wires will need to be carefully guided through the middle of the locomotive to avoid interference with the power functions wires which will run through the floor. One of my favorite wire guides is made from a pair of 1x2 door rail plates. The wires are placed into the channel of one plate and then secured by stacking a second door rail plate. Make sure the wires can move freely in the channel and are not pinched between the plates. Another of my favorite methods of securing wires is by using 1x1 round plates. The space below the flange of the plate offers enough clearance to pass wires. We can also stack these plates for multiple wiring runs, or as shown here, to neatly gather excess wiring. We can now finish off our lighting installation by securing the free ends of the wires and connecting the individual LEDs to the light accessory board. Finally, we can connect the light accessory board to the PFx brick, connect a power functions extension wire, and secure the PFx brick to the locomotive chassis. We continue with the next part of the electrical installation by fitting 2 power functions train motors and a rechargeable battery box. Each train motor is connected to a dedicated motor output channel on the PFx brick. Most of the locomotive body is built up around the chassis. However, we're going to make a slight modification that will give us easy access to the PFx brick USB connector. We'll replace the handrail clip with 2 plates and a tile and install 2 access doors. Once secured, the access doors allow us convenient access to the PFx brick. This will allow us to set up and modify the configuration of the PFx brick at any time without the inconvenience of disassembling the locomotive. Next, we'll install an M speaker in the rear cab space. We connect the speaker to the PFx brick and mount it to a modified rear bulkhead using a 1x4 brick with side studs. Once secured, we can mount the one-piece cab window assembly. Our last job is to finish off the roof. We add a cosmetic battery box switch, and we install a modified roof cover which exposes a hole in the roof for the infrared signal to access. And there you have it, a typical LEGO train locomotive fitted with the PFx brick. This locomotive has operational bidirectional lights, 2 train motors for extra power, and a speaker to bring the model to life with realistic sound effects. In the next video, we'll connect our locomotive to the PFx app and demonstrate how we can set up the PFx brick to take advantage of its awesome features specifically related to trains.